The next award is in the category of Initiative, and that's presented to the Bedlam Theatre. What's his name? Creating a little bit of bedlam right now here. This ensemble is like no one else. Their latest production, Dystopia, it tells us to eat at the cornatorium, sleep at the sleepatorium, play at the funatorium, and die at the endatorium. But above all else, thank the person in charge. And here to tell us a bit more about the Bedlam Theatre is someone in charge from the McKnight Foundation, Neil Cuthbert.
Bedlam has created something really unique in what they're doing, and people around the country are looking at it and trying to figure out, is there a formula here? What are the characteristics that we can take and replicate in our own places? Because they really mixed the artistic, the social, and the community together in this really wonderful, energetic mix that it's rare. And what happens in spaces, in cultural spaces around the country and around Minnesota, is when you feel the energy of an organization taking off, you can walk into the place and you can feel it. And it's an exciting thing to witness and to participate in. And it's the kind of energy that just draws more people in. And certainly part of it's the leadership of John and Maren. They're unique leaders. They're also very open leaders, so that they do have distinct points of view artistically and what should happen. But they've also been involved with the social network of the West Bank and the Twin Cities theater community. They've also been involved kind of in the political history there. They've been involved with a lot of different kinds of communities. And so where some arts organizations are communities just for artists and for people who are in the arts community, their lives and their interests and their artwork has put them in a variety of different spheres. It's kind of one of those things that everybody wants, and how it happens is a bit of the mystery. But you know, when something like this does happen, people are trying to figure out, okay, how did this happen? And they're going to be talking about Bedlam for a while.
For its courage in rethinking the whole notion of what it means to be a performing arts organization, the Sally Award for Initiative is presented to Bedlam Theatre. Please welcome John Beakey to the stage to accept the award.
Thank you. Do I get you want the check and I'll take the award? Thank you. It's really amazing. Thanks to the Ordway for representing us in this way. It's very exciting. And thanks to Neil for that great introduction. He's almost always been at least as articulate as we are about what we're trying to do. And I really appreciate the dialogue with him and McKnight over the years. What was I going to say? Oh. Collaborations. I didn't expect to get all caught up in the video, but it was pretty exciting. But I was thinking about the other awardees tonight, and I know that Myron and Ballet Dolls was something that excited me when I was in college, and was a good reason to stick around in Minnesota. And made all my friends from out of town come to see that first thing, Ballet of the Dolls. My brother, I know when he moved here in '96, that was one of the things we always talked about. And VSA, of course, as with everybody who does arts in Minnesota, has been a support of us in understanding access. And then who knows who's going to be awarded next, but we're working on a collaboration for this summer on some educational opportunities. And similarly to McKnight, who besides being a funder is just really great at engaging you in that dialogue about really what are you doing, how can you find your unique advantage. Similarly with the Regional Arts Council, through an appropriation by the Minnesota State Legislature, especially Sharon Rodningbash there, who 10 years ago started helping us on organizational development through MRAC, and now still does that through Arts Lab and Arts Midwest. I wanted to thank Fine Associates, who invested in the West Bank neighborhood and helped us move into our current venue back in 2006, especially Jim White and all his work with the city on creative urban planning, and Bianca Fine, proprietor. My new friend Abi Razak Mahboob, who I've had the pleasure to work with this past year through the Cedar Riverside Neighborhood Revitalization Program, and really had an explosion of our work with teenagers in the Cedar Riverside neighborhood. And especially that's, and Marin Ward here, who didn't get introduced, but Marin Ward, who is the epicenter really of the bustling community of radical artists on the West Bank, and the founder of Bedlam. Excuse me.
Thanks. Thanks, everyone. Also, thank you to the Ordway. This is really incredible to be honored in this way, and also thank you for letting us bring our drinks into the theater. That was really appreciated. We would have felt lost without that, I think. And one of the things that I always say when I'm getting to talk about how amazing Bedlam is and how fortunate I feel to be a part of it is that I really feel like it was a really just fortunate, synchronistic thing that we landed on the West Bank. So just a general thank you to the West Bank neighborhood for its vibrancy and its creativity and the people who center there and all the people who've come there and its transitory nature. It really influences what we do, and I feel really fortunate that we came there. And also, the Seward Cafe is a place where John and I and many, many people who work at Bedlam also work, and that place and that community of people has really influenced our aesthetic and our politics and our organizing, and I just really feel really eternally grateful for coming into that wave that goes through Minneapolis of the Seward Cafe community. And also the community of artists and activists and people who decide that Bedlam is an important place and that's where they want to do their work. And I'm going to make some of them stand up. You guys stand up right now, this staff and artists who are here tonight with us. Please come on, you have to stand up, show off your outfits. Yay! They're really... It's a really great group of people that we get to work with, and people work really, really hard, long years and hours, as you can imagine, for the love of it. So Bedlam is just enriched by everyone who gets to come through, and just thank you all so much. This is really a special thing. And lastly, I just want to thank our families. John and I both have really supportive families, and so do some of these people here have families who just really have always believed. They come to the shows, they really support us, and we just couldn't do it without that. It's really, we're all really lucky. There's some families here tonight, so thank you very much, everybody.
Congratulations, John and Marin and the Bedlam Theatre.